For over 30 long years, the Royal Rumble has always been one of the most highly anticipated matches of WWE's year, and trust me, this year's no different. With gamers like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and even Drew McIntyre, who all want to stake their claim to the main event of WrestleMania, this match has got a lot of heads turning. But trust me, it's not just the winner people are talking about, because one of everyone's favorite part of the Rumble, especially myself, is the surprise entrance. So I got about 5 of them, 3 men, 2 women, that I'll bring to you right now. And these aren't in any order per se, but these are top 5, I guess, potential surprise Rumble entrants for the 2024 Royal Rumble. Gosh, that sounds weird. Let's get into it. Number 5. Well, remember that video I made about Ken of the Shamrock? Well, yeah. Number 5, I think Ken Shamrock could be a nice nostalgic return for this. And my only basis for that is, well, he signed that Legends contract and they're selling merch of him again. Why not throw him in the Rumble? Who wouldn't want to see that, right? You don't need to do much. Just show up at like 12, throw 2 guys out, and there you go. Make $500,000. That's probably way too much, but hey ho. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4. Now, I know this is basically just speculation, but I'm going off of the fact that WWE have reportedly been wanting to bolster up their women's division on SmackDown lately, and they said that they were going to pick names that you wouldn't expect, so I'm going to say perhaps Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks returns in the Royal Rumble for the women. Now, I know reports are that she's going to sign with AEW, but come on. Bayley and Mercedes have been backstage, or they weren't even backstage. They were in the crowd for Hard to Kill. Maybe they're buddy-buddy, like they know where they're going. So that's what I would say. Moving on. Number 3. These next 2 are not speculative at all. They're just more so a good guess. So Andrade El Idolo is completely done with AEW. He is left. He is done with the company. So yeah, that's next up on this list. He might not be Andrade El Idolo, who might be back to Andrade Cien Almas, which was his name in WWE. But personally, I'd love to see him. He was fantastic in the C2. That was kind of my first great showing of Andrade, I would say. And if he's able to perform like that in WWE, then I'm all happy for him. But yeah, I think the Royal Rumble is a perfect spot for him to come back in. So he's my number 3. Moving on to number 2. Number 2. Now, once again, this is another person who has wrapped up their current contract with their working. So my number 2 is Trinity Fatu, or Naomi, as she was known in WWE. Now, it's pretty well known that she just wrapped up with her work with TNA just after the recent Hard to Kill pay-per-view. So, quite frankly, why not just head back? She could easily go to AEW, especially if Mercedes Moné is going there. Those 2 could kickstart that women's division, but I think a lot of reports are that she's heading back to WWE, so I'd still be surprised because she's not with the company, but this is one where it's kind of like Ken Shamrock or Andrade, where it's like, I wouldn't be too shocked, but this next one, it's a doozy. Let's get to it. Number 1. Alright, so I could have gone with 2 pretty speculative names, and honestly, there's every likelihood in the world that this is just baseless speculation, but I don't care. I kind of do believe MJF will be in the Royal Rumble this year. I hate to say it, but I think there's every chance that he's in it, that there's a chance that he's re-signed with AEW, and it's mostly just because we don't have any concrete proof. He hasn't said anything. Tony Khan hasn't said anything. It's just kind of rumor that he's re-signed, and it's not, to me, substantial rumor. So I'm kind of just going with it, mostly just because of optimism. It would be a huge shock to the wrestling world if this happened, and 2 of the biggest stars in what this kind of Rumble is shaping up is, whose story is going to be finished. Is it CM Pepsi's, or is it Codeine Rhodes? And, who's got a pretty big connection to both of those? Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. So maybe what we're missing in this whole WrestleMania season is about to debut, and that's kind of where I like to end this, and that one, I'll fully admit that Sasha Banks and MJF most likely will not be in these Royal Rumbles, but those 2 are probably the most interesting ones to me, and so I had to throw them on there. But if I were a betting man, I'd pick Andrade, Trinity, and Ken Shamrock Those would be my picks. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Maybe what were some of your favorite surprise debuts? Mine was AJ Styles in the 2016 Royal Rumble. And who do you think is going to return for this one? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and have a nice day.